Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome back. I'm Jeannie and I'm back with the July flavor of the month from CN Designer Dips. This is the Sunspark Sonata bundle. I feel like each color individually doesn't necessarily scream summer, but when you put them together, they make such a beautiful summer mani and I am obsessed. But if you're newer here and you're not familiar with the flavor of the month, I've done quite a few manis with each of the bundles on this channel, which I should actually make a playlist so you can see all of them. But regardless, the flavor of the month are carefully created bundles for the month. They're a mixture of existing mainline colors and new colors that are created for the bundle. And for the month that the colors are part of the flavor of the month, they're 50% off in the shop, whether you pick up one or the whole bundle, which is an amazing deal. So if you like any of the colors shown here in the July bundle, you'll have through July 31st to get any of them at 50% off. And I really love the bundles because it takes the guesswork out of manis. Sometimes I just have like too many options and I get like paralyzed with choice. But for these bundles, they're always like perfectly paired together. So no matter what color you pair together in this bundle, they all work together beautifully. So it takes the guesswork out of creating a mani because no matter what colors you use in this bundle, they always work together so well. So let's go ahead and jump straight into this mani. And whenever I'm doing a dip powder mani, I like to start with my solid colors first from lightest to darkest. For this mani, I've only got the one solid, which is Teddy. Because the jars are so full, I went ahead and just poured the jar into my Chaos Gemerald to make it easier to dip into because I probably would have made a giant mess if I tried to dip into the jar. Now, Teddy is an existing mainline color. This color was actually first released as part of the 2024 Advent calendar, and then eventually it got released to the main line. So all the Advent calendar colors eventually get released to the main line the following year. But for me, I love the Advent calendar experience, and I don't think I could wait to get the colors released to the main line just because I'm one of those people like I don't open my Advent calendar all at once. I open it day by day for the surprise, and I absolutely love it. I have so much fun, but I know a lot of you are probably the opposite of me and just open up your Advent calendar all as soon as you receive it. So let me know down below in the comments which one are you? Do you do it all at once or do you savor it day by day? I have a feeling I'm probably in the minority, but either way, I absolutely love the Advent calendar and I'll probably buy it every year. But it's probably more of a novelty to me as well, which is why I enjoy it so much because I never really grew up with advent calendars. It was only when I started dipping and getting into the dip powder community when they started releasing advent calendars when I discovered how much fun they can actually be. But the video has only just started and already I'm rambling, so let's get back on track. So I went ahead and I did 2 layers of Teddy on my middle finger, and now I've got Fiesta, which is the most gorgeous fuchsia glitter. It's a very fine glitter, which makes it easier to use. And I want to do an ombre of this on top of Teddy at my cuticle area. I feel like the color contrast of Teddy against Fiesta will be so beautiful. So I've got my dip base and I'm applying a thin, even layer of that base to my entire nail. I'm dipping my eyeshadow brush into the glitter and then I've got my finger pointed downwards. I'm starting to tap that glitter over the skin area of my nail and then slowly moving my brush above my nail at the cuticle area, moving my nail from side to side. I want the most concentration of glitter at my cuticle area and then slowly fade towards the center of my nail, which is why I'm doing it this way. Once I'm happy with that, I'm going to turn my finger upside down to tap off the excess glitter, and then I'm going to let that dry. While that's drying, I'm going to move on to my next color, which is Fierce 2.0. This is the most gorgeous heavy shimmer. This is a fuchsia, which goes with the color theme of this bundle. And so Fierce was a color, but I'm guessing the materials weren't available anymore, which is why we have Fierce 2.0. I don't mind because it is absolutely gorgeous, and I bet it'd be so beautiful chromed, even though I didn't chrome it in this mani. So I did get a little bit of dip base on my skin, so I went ahead and cleaned that up before I dipped in because you want to remove any excess product from your skin because that can cause lifting. So after I dip, I use my precision tool and I clean up around my cuticle area and sidewalls as well, just in case there's any of that excess product. So Fierce 2.0 is going to go on my thumb and ring finger. And it was full coverage in one layer. I could have gotten away with just doing one layer, but I do end up doing two layers just because I did two layers on all my nails. After I finish cleaning up my cuticle area, my first layer is dry enough to dust off the excess powder. So I just take a dust brush, dust off the excess powder, and I do this because I don't want to gunk up my dip base brush with that excess powder, as well as if I don't dust it off, it's going to make for thicker dip powder layers. So now that I've dusted off the excess powder, I'm going in with a layer two. So I'm applying a thin, even layer of dip base to my entire nail. If I missed any spots on my first layer, I want to make sure that I'm covering it with my second layer. And even though this color is so pigmented, you can see that it actually did not stain my dip base brush, which was a nice surprise. I thought I may get a little bit of color transfer just because it's so rich in color, but it didn't transfer at all. So once I'm happy with the coverage of the dip base on my entire nail, I'm going to dip back into Fierce 2.0, and then I'm going to tap off the excess powder, and then I'll take my precision tool while the dip base is still wet to make sure that I'm cleaning up around my cuticle area and sidewalls, removing any excess product, and just cleaning up that line a little bit. These precision tools, I swear they're a lifesaver. I cannot do a dip powder mani without them. But you definitely don't have to have a precision tool if you don't want to buy one. When I first started dipping, I started using toothpicks to clean up around my cuticle area and sidewalls. Sometimes I would use an orange wood stick, although they're a little bit thicker, so my preference would be a toothpick over that. But all that to say, you don't have to go out and buy a precision tool if you don't want to use one. You can use something that you just have around because most people have toothpicks. I saved my chunkier glitters for last, so this is my next one that I'm going to use. This is 24K Rosé, which is the most beautiful rose gold glitter. I absolutely love rose gold, but this one isn't super chunky at all. I'd say it's a mixture of small and fine glitters, so it doesn't have like those larger hex pieces in there, so it's really easy to use because they're smaller glitter pieces with a mixture of fine glitter pieces. So I went ahead, dumped the jar into my Chaos Gemerald, and I wanted to see if I could get away with one layer depending on how jam-packed it was with the glitter. So I applied a thin, even layer of dip base to my entire nail, and now I'm laying my finger flat into the glitter and I'm pushing it down in multiple places just to make sure I'm picking up as much glitter as possible. I'm making sure to clean up around my cuticle area and sidewalls. And with the bigger glitter pieces, I want to make sure that they're laying as flat as possible. So as the dip base is drying, I'm pressing down with my finger just to make sure that if any of those glitters are sticking up, I want to make sure that I'm pressing them down flat. If they're not going to cooperate with me, I'll just knock them off my nail. And then once that dries, I'm going to go ahead and dust off the excess powder. I felt like I did need a second layer for more coverage, so I'm going to go in with a second layer. And this wasn't super bulky at all, even with the second layer. And I think pressing down those glitters, making sure everything's laying as flat as possible, helps with that bulkiness as well. Even though these glitters laid super flat, once we get to the activator part, I'll show you the activator hack, which works like a dream for any chunky glitters you're using. And I love to do it regardless of whether they lay flat or not. It's not my method, but it's something I learned that I think is a total game changer, especially if you struggle with chunky glitters, because I used to hate them, but they're just so pretty that I couldn't stay away from them. And now, like, I don't even mind using chunky glitters at all because it just works so well. The last color I'm going to use is Sunspark Sonata, and this is going to go on my pinky. With this being the namesake of the bundle, I felt like I had to use it in the mani, and I'm so glad I did. This is actually a mixture of different elements, which I think makes it so fun. So not only does it have larger hex glitters in there, so it's a little bit chunky, it also has different colored foils in there. So it has fuchsia foils and gold foils, and then it's got smaller hex glitters. So it's like a whole different bunch of things, and it just makes it so fun. And I actually really love working with foils because they're just so easy. They just kind of like melt into the nail. They're just very delicate, so they brush right off. So they're really easy to use. So you can see here, I'm just kind of cleaning it up a little bit while the dip base is drying. So I'm just removing any excess pieces that may be hanging off my nail, pressing down, making sure everything's laying flat, and then kind of tucking in any glitter or foil pieces in case they're kind of like half hanging off my nail, half hanging on. So I like to kind of clean up as I go to make it a little bit easier and have less filing work after I activate. I forgot to dust off the excess powder on my index finger, so I'm going ahead and doing that while giving my pinky a little extra time to dry. Now that that's fully dry, I'm going to dust off the excess powder there. And I probably could have gotten away with just a one layer and just did a little bit of glitter and foil placement to fill in any of those blank spots. But I decided to go ahead and just do a second layer just because that's what I normally like to do anyway. And I didn't feel like my nails were super bulky at this point. So I'm just going ahead, applying a thin, even layer of dip base to my entire nail. I want to make sure that if I missed any spots, if there are any bare areas, I'm making sure I'm getting that covered because I want to make sure that's covered. I did have like a little bleed on my dip base brush. So you saw like that little bit of pink on my paper towel when I wiped it off. I'm dipping into the powder and then I'm also cleaning up as I'm going as the dip base is drying. So any excess pieces, I'm making sure I'm pressing down that they're laying flat. If there's any hanging off, I'm going to go ahead and knock them off my nail just to make sure everything's as clean as possible. After this, I do actually place a couple of pieces of glitter and a couple pieces of foil, but I just went ahead and cut that out because it wasn't a lot at all. It was literally like two pieces of glitter and two pieces of foil. So just know that I probably actually didn't even need it because there were no really bare spots. I just wanted to break up the color a little bit, which is why I did that little bit of placement. And of course, it wouldn't be me if I didn't forget to hit record at some point in this video. Luckily, this time it was just capping in clear. So I used my CN Designer Dips Ultra Clear 2020, capped all my nails in clear to protect them. And now that that's fully dry, I'm taking a stiff scrub brush and I want to make sure that I'm scrubbing off any of that excess clear. This is really critical when you're capping in clear because it ensures you don't get any graininess or cloudiness. I will say I did this because I'm using dip liquids. If you're using gel liquids, I wouldn't recommend using clear dip powder because they don't play well together and it could be grainy and cloudy. So once I've scrubbed off the excess clear, I'm going ahead and activating my nails. I like to apply a generous amount of activator because I want it to penetrate all the layers of dip powder. So I've got two layers of dip powder, one layer of clear. So I want to make sure that it's hardening all those layers. So I'm going ahead applying that activator. And then once it starts drying down for the glitter nails, the chunky glitter nails, my index finger and pinky, when it's not wet, but it's not fully dry, I'm pressing down. And so that way, as it's drying, you're pressing down so that it's drying flat. So I went ahead, filed and buffed off camera. Here's how my mani's looking. Obsessed with it already, but now we're going to get into my favorite part, which is the dip top coat. So in order for your dip top coat to dry, it does need a layer of activator. So I'm just applying one final layer of activator to all my nails and I'm going to let that dry for a full 2 minutes. For my first layer of top coat, I'm applying it in 2 to 3 swipes on each nail. I want to be fairly quick about it. In between each nail, I'm wiping my brush on my paper towel to remove any excess activator before returning the brush to the bottle. Once I'm done with my fifth nail, I'm ready to go in with my second layer of top coat. I'll know it's ready because the first layer will start looking a little dull and wrinkly. For my second layer, I can take my time, take a couple extra strokes, and I also want to make sure that I'm capping my free edge for longevity. And as always, I'm going to finish off my mani by rehydrating my cuticle. So I've got the July limited edition duo from Scales of a Mermaid. This is the Opposites Attract duo. So they're two completely different scents, but when you pair them together, they are the perfect match. I don't know what kind of magic it is because they are so beautiful when you pair them together, and you wouldn't think they would work. So I'm starting off with the cuticle oil. This is the Sun Heals Me. This is a citrusy scent with like mango, pineapple, and jasmine. And so I'm rubbing that in generously to my skin. And then I'm going to top it off and seal in the oil with the balm. The balm is The Moon Feels Me. This is a darker, sultry scent. And of course, I do have an affiliate code with Scales of a Mermaid. So if you do plan to do any shopping, consider using my code Genie10 to save 10% off your orders and support me. If you haven't tried layering your cuticle oils with your cuticle balms before, seriously give it a try because it is a new level of hydration unlocked. But anyway, that pretty much wraps up today's video, and these colors are just seriously so stunning. I love the way they pair together, and I always look forward to the announcements for the new flavor of the month because they just keep getting better and better, and I don't even know how that's possible. So I hope this video was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue creating content like this, and it also helps YouTube recommend me to others, which helps grow my channel. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I upload content every Monday and Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.